Detroit Pistons select Cade Cunningham, Oklahoma State.
Alright, Pistons fans, so in today's video, we got some new news in terms of free agency, possible signings for the Detroit Pistons, and the Pistons are rumored to be interested in Jalen Brunson. Now, we're going to get into that a little bit here in a few seconds, but before we do, please make sure you guys like this video. Today's like goal is 100 likes, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I really try to be a consistent Pistons YouTuber. I post every other day, and I feel like I put out the best possible content that I can. So if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe if you're a Pistons fan. Now let's get into this, man. So put the image on the screen right now. Jalen Brunson, it says James Edwards III believes the Pistons could be eyeing Jalen Brunson in the offseason. So if you don't know who James Edwards is, first off, before I even talk about Jalen Brunson, James Edwards, he's the guy who broke the story on Sekou Naboya before the Sekou release happened. It was like 1 or 2 days before Sekou got released. James, he came out with a report saying that the Pistons would release Sekou really soon, and then like the very next day they ended up releasing Sekou. So James is definitely a guy who has a lot of connections with the organization, so I'm definitely taking this very highly. I believe he also was the one who said that the Pistons will be interested in DeAndre Ayton. I think that was him as well. So when it comes to James Edwards, I'm definitely taking what he says very seriously. So we got to get to Jalen Brunson. So apparently Jalen Brunson, he wants a contract for 4 years, $20 million. And at first when I seen this, I thought it was weird, but I do think that a signing of Jalen Brunson could work. Jalen Brunson on the Dallas Mavericks, we obviously know he can play on the ball or he can play off the ball. He has a really solid handle, doesn't really turn the ball over, so it's not like Corey Joseph. It's literally like the opposite of him, where I could trust Jalen Brunson to handle the basketball when it's not in Cade Cunningham's hand. And when it's in Jalen's hands, he won't turn it over like someone like Corey Joseph would. So adding someone like Jalen Brunson could definitely take a load off of Cade Cunningham. Jalen Brunson, he's a pretty solid shooter, not the greatest this season. He's only shooting 34% from the three-point line. He's had better years before beyond the arc, but overall I do trust him to hit his three-pointers every now and then. This Pistons team this year, we've been pretty inconsistent with our shooting, so adding someone like Jalen Brunson, it wouldn't really hurt to add him to help our shooting. And then so far this year in Dallas, he's been averaging 16 points per game, so you also have to factor in that he's a scorer that will be on this team, which is definitely a need that we have at the guard position, because Cade Cunningham, he can score obviously, but Corey Joseph is not a consistent scorer, and then Killian Hayes also not a consistent scorer right now. So we know that Jalen is a pretty good player, okay? I feel like Jalen Brunson is a solid starter for any team in the NBA. The only thing is, first and foremost, do not overpay for someone like Jalen Brunson. We have a lot of money to spend this offseason with Blake Griffin's money coming off the books, but still, you don't want to overpay for anyone. And then the next thing that I wanted to say is that I would prefer the Pistons to go after a big man come this offseason to help out Isaiah Stewart. I don't want to see Trey Lyles being the backup center next season. I definitely would want the Pistons to use all the money that we have to go and get a big, but that would be my preference. I wouldn't be mad if we went for Brunson, but my preference is another center. And then the last thing that has me questioning this is, what do you do with Killian Hayes? You know, if we sign Jalen, would it be a sign and trade type of scenario where we sign Jalen Brunson but have to send over Killian Hayes to be the point guard in Dallas? Because if we were to sign Jalen, he would obviously be ahead of Killian Hayes, and Hayes would probably go to the bench. Now it could work. You could just keep Hayes on the bench and have him operate and be, you know, the floor general for our bench mob, and have Brunson be the starter. That could work, but I feel like that would slow down the development of Killian Hayes, because his minutes will be reduced dramatically if we had Jalen Brunson with our team. So I don't really know how it could work if we were to sign Jalen and also keep Killian Hayes. I guess we would just have to see how it plays out if we were to make this signing. But that's basically everything, man. Pistons fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about a possible signing of Jalen Brunson. I believe he's a talented player. He's solid enough to be a starter on your team, but when it comes to the Pistons specifically, first and foremost, don't overpay. And then you would also have to decide what you want the future for Killian Hayes to be. Would you want him to be off the bench, or would you want him to be shipped out in a sign and trade? So like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 4K, and I'm out.